Welcome to this week's video email. Watch, wait, wonder. What children teach us through sound. As I mentioned in last week's email, I recently had the joy of attending a presentation by Dr. Jessica Pitt at the MEHEM Music Education Hubs East Midlands workshop. I'd love to share a little more detail with you about the inspiring ideas she explored around early childhood musical play. Her session was called Time and Space for Musical Play, Knowing and Understanding the World with Young Children. It really resonated with me with what we aim for at Diversity Buds, creating inclusive musical spaces where children are free to explore, communicate and express themselves fully, although in our case that exploration begins with the organically grown songs we use as springboards into musical play. Jessica pointed out that free musical play, while full of joy and creativity, isn't always easy for us adults to accommodate. Why? Because sound makers are noisy, because spontaneous child-led play can feel chaotic or out of our control, because we're constantly under pressure to demonstrate impact and provide evidence, and because musical moments are often fleeting, unpredictable, and really hard to capture. And yet, perhaps these were exactly the reasons why musical play matters so much. It invites us to let go, to trust the child's process, and to meet them in a space where connection and discovery can unfold on their terms. Jessica invited us to see play itself as a form of communication, one of what Reggio Emelia calls the 100 languages of children. The Reggio Emelia approach reminds us that children don't just speak with words, they have 100 languages, from music to mud pies, dancing to drawing, pretend play to building towers. Children are always finding creative ways to communicate with us and show us what they're thinking and feeling. Our job is to listen with more than our ears. Musicality begins even before birth. Once born, babies prefer infant-directed singing over other types of singing or even speaking. Jessica reminded us that through stillness, eye contact, vocal tone and intonation, gestures and shared laughter, the caregiver and infant co-create meaning. And this is what Trevathan and Malik call communicative musicality. And yet, as adults, we often overvalue words. We rely on the spoken, written word to explain the world, while young children are busy learning through sound, movement, rhythm, and emotion. This idea really struck a chord with me. I often try in words to describe the indescribable, especially when it comes to the magic of music. But as it turns out, I'm not alone. After last week's email, one workshop participant, Becky, shared a moment from an instrumental lesson she delivered. It got me wondering, where would this particular student be without music? The release of emotion I felt as they played a new piece. That lesson was ... I can't find the right word here, perhaps because there isn't one. Jessica also invited us to consider what Professor Anna Kraft calls the little C's of creativity through the concept of possibility thinking. At its heart, possibility thinking is that magical moment where the child, or a grown-up, wonders, what if? Or could we try? It's the kind of thinking that turns cardboard boxes into rocket ships and everyday moments into adventures, nurturing curiosity, courage and creativity as children explore the world in their own way. Building on this, Jessica's research explores how young children engage in possibility thinking through music and sound, emphasising that it's not about performance or perfection, it's about staying authentic and responsive in the moment. During a practical session, she invited us to create a sound garden using small instruments, novel sound makers and lengths of material. Then we explored, individually and together, responding freely as we moved through the space. Simply play. Perhaps the most powerful reminder from Jessica was this: slow down. Notice what children are telling us through their musical communications. Even in their silence, stillness, side glances or laughter, there is meaning. There was so much rich learning in her session that I'm sure I'll return to some of her work in our summer reading series. Until then, I'll leave you with 3 wise and gentle words offered by Vicky, one of the workshop leaders, as she wrapped this session up. Watch, wait, wonder. Wishing you a week full of closely observed and playful musical communications with all you meet. Many thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.